G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. In this video we'll be taking a look at Xubuntu 19.04. It was part of the BigDaddyLinux challenge a few weeks ago or a couple of weeks ago, and I just thought I would check out their website and have a look at what was known to be released. The highlights, they've fixed a wide range of bugs. Apt URL, the GIMP and LibreOffice Impress have been included to provide a more complete and user-friendly desktop experience. They got some new keyboard shortcuts. One which is Shift plus Print Screen will capture a screenshot for a specified region. F4 in Thunar to open a terminal window on the current path, or press Ctrl, Shift and F to search for files. So many of the Xfce 4.13 components have been added or updated, providing an updated snapshot of Xfce 4.14 development. A couple of known issues there, probably nothing too bad really. So as expected from Xubuntu itself, there's not a lot of changes here, probably all waiting for the 4.14 changes to come through to see any real significant changes to Xubuntu. So this is the desktop as it's laid out. Now we can have a look at the file manager, which is Thunar and about. There's 1.8.4. Control, Shift and F. That doesn't seem, oh there we go, cat. So that brings up Catfish, so you can search any particular location, well your basic locations there, or you can choose other, which is locations within other different folders within these folders, and also the control and print screen print. Yep, print screen, so let's go Control Print Screen. Sorry, it's Shift and Print Screen, not Control. Shift and Print Screen, and there we can take a specified screenshot like so. So there we go, Shift Print Screen. I've installed a couple of things in here, which is, I was having a look at Free File Sync, which is there, and also my screen recorder, simple screen recorder, and VLC, because Parole Media Player was the video, I was playing back the video, a test video, to make sure the video was fine and the audio was fine, but for some reason it wasn't making it full screen. It was like half a screen and looked all stretched. So it was a very odd shape that the Parole Media Player was playing. So I don't know if that's my graphics card issue or not, but it's just an integrated graphics. Nothing special about it, so I don't know if that's a problem for that. So let's check out list hardware dash short, and let's have a look at what I've got running here. This is the Lenovo IdeaPad 110, and it's got the Celeron N3060 at 1.6 gigahertz, 4 gig of memory, and my graphics display is this one here, processor X5 E8000, so Atom Celeron Pentium processor display that's integrated in the processor, so nothing special there. So if I restore this video here, oh, I can't do that because it's the same name. Okay, doesn't matter. I think I might have a couple of videos on the system to look at. A video for Snapstall. Let's just play that and see what happens. And there we go. If I see that, and now the video player's crashed, so I don't know what's going on there. Right, so I had a complete crash. I tried hitting Control Alt Delete, that just shut the whole thing down, so Yeah, I'm not liking that Parole Media Player too much. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it did crash. Everything works fine with VLC, so there's not a problem there. So it just seems like my computer's not taken to Parole Media Player too well. That's fine, those things happen. So let's have a quick look through the desktop itself. I will go through all. Just have a quick look through these. I installed Free File Sync there. So they've got GIMP there, LibreOffice. Ristretto Image Viewer. Thunderbird, VLC I installed. WPS Office I installed. I was looking at a couple of things on here and installed that, just checking out WPS for somebody. And then we got the Software Center. So there's the Software Center there. I'm assuming we have apps in here. So let's do a search for Telegram. Probably have apps in here. Of course, we've got apps in here. We've probably got snaps in the Ubuntu repos, I would say, no doubt. And that would be a snap for sure. There we go, snap. And that would be from the repos, I would think. No, that's from the snap store as well. And that one would be from the repo. So that's a search for Telegram. Go back to all. And we have the categories up here as well. And we have the editor's picks and recommended productivity applications. So that is the software. I'm not sure if they have anything that really stands out in Xubuntu. Let's go to Settings Manager. Settings Editor, System, Settings, Appearance. Where is the main Settings Manager? So Settings, Settings Editor, Settings Manager. So there it is there in a search. Where is it in the category? Settings. No Settings Manager there. So you got all the categories within the Settings Manager under the category listing here. Multimedia, Internet, Graphics, Games, Education, Accessories. No Settings Manager. That's bizarre. And all. So there it is under all, but it doesn't seem to be under a category itself, which I thought would have been under settings. So that was a bit weird. You'd have to think they know about that, I would think. May let them know. Unless it's just the way Xubuntu does things. I don't go into Xubuntu too much. So let's have a look at their menu editor, and that may give us some indication as to what's going on with the Settings Manager. Settings, Settings Manager. Is it for some reason hidden? Hide from menus? No. Okay, so it's actually in the settings itself. So I don't know. So if we have a look at the settings and settings, well, that is where it is. So I don't know why it's not showing up there. That's really strange. So we have your typical Xfce settings within the Settings Manager. So nothing really outstanding there. Interesting to have the Mate calculator there. I installed the System Profiler and Benchmark. Now what they do have is the Xfce panel switch. So this has got preset panel configurations, or you can set your panels up how you like them, and you can save your panel configuration in the Xfce panel switch. So what we'll do here is I might just move the panel in panel preferences and unlock that and move it to the bottom like so, and lock it again. We can pretty much add things and remove things from the panel if we wish. We can add new items to panel, a launcher if you wish. We can configure the whisker menu, go to properties. We can go to behavior and position commands next to search entry, which will put these commands here down here next to the search entry. So let's do that. Like so. So that's better than moving all the way up here to get to your shutdown commands. You can switch categories by hovering. So currently at the moment, when you hover over these, nothing happens. You need to actually click on it for it to change. You can actually set this up to switch categories by hovering. So now they will change as you hover, like so. And you can position categories next to panel button, which means that your categories are straight up here instead of this one being on the left side. So you can do that. Just depends how you like it. I like to access my favorites directly from here because they're the ones you will use the most. And that's a good little selection to have, is to not to switch when hovering, in case you accidentally go over there and you're looking for something. It can be distracting sometimes, but it can be handy at the same time. So let's have a look at the desktop settings. Got a few nice wallpapers there. I think I'll leave it on default. Is not too bad at the moment. I'll leave that there. Now what I've done is just having a look at some of the themes. Now, it's no secret that I like to have a little bit of a Windows-esque look about some of my distros, and there's nothing wrong with the way Windows looks. It actually looks quite nice on, really, to be honest, Windows. I like their buttons is what I like most about Windows, is their buttons. So what I've done is I've actually sneakily stolen some themes from Linux Mint. So let's have a look at our .themes. And they're all here if I need any more, but the ones that I thought were the best ones is the Mint Y Blue, Mint Y Blue Dark, Mint Y Darker Blue, and I've also got a couple of Metacity buttons for Windows. So let's have a look at that and change the appearance on here. Let's type appearance. And we have the Mint Y Dark Blue. So let's just, that's the all dark setting. Mint Y Darker just normally it gives a darker look down here. Now this is where, and this is why I do this, just to check some of these out. The darker normally means that this area here, in here, is normally darker. And then you've got dark, which is darker all the way through. So this is where their change to 4.14, I'd have to think, would honour that dark theme coming down here, not just across here. And I think also this bottom bit probably should be dark as well. So that's where I think they still have a mixture of GTK2 and GTK3. So that would be the reason why that hasn't changed. So we'll just go with the Mint Y Blue and go for, I've also put some icons in here as well. Now I've got the Breeze, what's it called? Papyrus Dark with Breeze Actions, which is those ones there. I quite like those. So that's that done. Then we'll have a look at the Windows. Let's have a look at the Windows Manager. And I will set that to, you got the mint Y blue, blue dark. But I like the Windows. You got the Windows white or the Windows dark, which looks really good for me. I like that one. I like the big buttons, so I can hit the big buttons. Otherwise, I'm sort of clicking 2 or 3 times to close Windows sometimes. I think my eyesight's not getting any better these days. The other one we do have in appearance is icons, and the Dharmas is a really nice. I like their icons. They are really, really nice. Sometimes it doesn't go with everything though. You might find there's 1 or 2 missing. Although this one might cover just about everything in there, I think. It certainly does, so that's all right. To me, is okay out of the box. I've got no problem with that. I just like to change it to suit myself. But out of the box is fine. They've got a really nice look anyway. They use the grey bird, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we have, let's have a look. Maybe a bit of a bluer one to go with the theme, so that doesn't look too bad. So let's just have a quick look at the panel configuration. So I've moved my panel down the bottom. I might create a new panel. So let's add panel preferences. And let's go for a new panel. And let's make it vertical. Let's put it up there. Let's add some items to that, a launcher. And that launcher, we can edit that and add maybe the whisker menu up there. I think the whisker menu is not available because it's already taken up in the other panel. I think that's what it is. Let's put appearance there, add that. So there's appearance. And we'll go for Windows Manager as well. Window Manager, add. So that will add an extra one onto the appearance. So let's delete the currently selected, remove items, and add a launcher. Launcher, add. Window Manager, add. And then we can add another launcher, close that and click on that and select another launcher, File Manager and add. Okay, so let's close that. So they can be our little launchers there, Window Manager and File Manager. And we have our buttons down the bottom there. So the buttons would have been default with this panel. So the items down here, Windows buttons. Well, actually, let's delete that and let's remove the buttons and let's add Windows buttons, close, items, Windows buttons, this one here. Like so. Now, why is that top one, why was Windows buttons showing up the top there? I don't know. That was weird. That's why I was getting confused. All right, so we have Windows buttons there. So if we was to go into the settings manager, we should have made a shortcut for that one, shouldn't we? And go to panel switch, save configuration, call that Col's config, Col's panel, save configuration, try any one of these. Let's try GNOME 2. Apply as the gears. So that's the GNOME 2 Ubuntu Trusty Redmond. Okay. Let's try Col's panel. exactly how I had it, so that looks good. So that's a nice little feature in Xfce. Xubuntu was a great little Xfce distribution desktop environment with enough applications to get you going. And don't forget, in Office, I installed WPS. It's got enough applications to get you up and going with the basic things that an average user will always need, and then you can build upon it from there. So it's pretty much, they don't do too much to the desktop environment itself as far as theming and all that goes. That's pretty much left for your imagination, I suppose. I don't really like that theme too much. It's not working real good, I must say. So that's the way it is. Let's just change that back to Greybird. Give it some justification. So that looks all right. I still like that. As long as it's got those Windows buttons, I'm fine with that. So that is Xubuntu 19.04. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the look around, and thank you for watching.